I'm Lazuli. This is Diamonds and Water. Let's dive in. Episode 6. This article lives on my Substack, Lazuli Gold. Is it art if it's AI? Art is for the heart. If you admired a piece of art and then found out that it was co-created with AI, would you still consider it art? Would it influence your impression? Whether something is art, craft, or just a thing has been debated in philosophy and art criticism for centuries. When does one become worthy of being referred to as an artist? When the art community approves their work? When the individual says they are an artist? Or when their craft matches the level of an acclaimed master? At one point, my view was more traditional in the sense that an artist had to be trained and achieve a certain level of critical acclaim. Over time, I understood that there are many great artists who never enjoyed the appreciation of the vast public. And there are fine art pieces hanging in the galleries and museums that don't stir my soul, like the art of a 10-year-old who poured their heart and creativity into their piece. When an image, a film, or a song moves your soul, stirs your thoughts, or pulls at your emotional strings, it's a good sign that the muses were in presence when the artist created. I think that the magic of human-generated art can be felt. I think I'll always lean towards the analog, the human-first creation over the machine. Recently, I've been drawn to new music. It was populated on my Discovery and I enjoyed it, so the following days I searched for it again. A few weeks later, a friend of mine sent me her new music discovery from iMusic. After a little research on our new music artists, I realized that both were generated with AI. I was really surprised and maybe slightly shocked that I didn't figure this out, because I thought that I would definitely be able to tell if something was created by a machine or a human. But then again, there's autotune and all of these filters in pictures, in film, in music, in everywhere that we've already been accustomed to and accepted. So who is the artist in this case? The general view in art theory today on the question of authorship is that if you set the vision, write the lyrics, choose the direction, and select or approve the outputs, you are the artist. I lean more towards the more philosophical view that if a human created art with a new AI medium, it's a co-created art. There is also a fully AI-generated art that is prompted and executed by the machine. AI art is slightly more distinct than, let's say, calling a camera the co-creator with the film director. The camera captures what you place in front of the lenses, where AI adds creative choices to your vision. If you read one of my previous articles, to AI or not to AI, you will know that I transitioned from being repulsed by AI, wanting it to disappear magically, because I love all things natural and I thought AI is adding too much machine involvement in our lives, to being amused by it and now co-creating with it. On my Substack, there are some images of art. This young person of 10 years painted or drew this gorgeous image that is titled Lemon Coast. And there are tennis courts, padel courses. There's a beach. There's so many people on the beach. There's so many beautiful little details. And it's colored in partly, like half of the image is colored in, and the other half is still in pencil, which I think looks beautiful as it is. Like, I would frame it the way it looks like. Then the second image is a disheveled bed. It's called My Bed by Tracy Emmons, and it's displayed at Tate Modern in London. And then there is an image that I captured on my camera, and it's a gorgeous sky with indigo purplish evening sky with a little bit of gold in the background, and just this gorgeous black bird. And it just like when I saw that moment, I quickly captured it and I still admire it. And then we have Upward by Vasily Kandinsky at Peggy Guggenheim Collection in Venice. And discussing taste is a never ending conversation. I added these four pieces just so I can illustrate that fine art hanging in galleries or installations in museums and 10-year-old art or an image of the present moment captured on camera can all be liked by someone. So it's really up to the viewer to decide what moves them and what art melts their heart. Because I think art and all things beautiful is for the heart. It makes us feel better. This article is an introduction to my new art. Can you guess? At one point, while listening to this new music that I found inspiring during a moment of creative work, it was playing in the background and it had a really good beat and the interesting lyrics, which were empowering, but they weren't really interfering with my thought process. I received an idea. I had a desire to create my own music for my own written word. The idea of writing a song for music has been there in the past. I just never thought of it in the presence of a musician, and I didn't actively seek that collaboration. This time, I could create with no constraints. I enjoy writing and playing with words to tell a story. And I've been told often that my writing is very intellectual and eloquent, and that I need to dumb it down and that I need to write for an 8-year-old. And to their credit, I think, yes, some of the things that I write about, I really go deep and I like to think and write in layers, and it just kind of moves my intellectual aspiration and feeling when I weave the words with multiple layers. But that does actually cut out a lot of people from understanding what the author meant to say, because some concepts maybe you just didn't come across and you didn't learn what I learned. And that's not to say I'm smarter than the rest. It's just that to be able to connect with more people, maybe I need to simplify some of the things and just stick to the main points in the conversation. But that's where this podcast will come. And even now, as I'm reading this article, I'm actually expanding. And I think in the future, more and more, I will expand on the word that's written on page. When I write, I feel more compelled to weave the words because I can have the time and kind of, feel my way through the message and think of all the things and pull from all of my experiences and from all the places that I've been to. And yeah, so stay tuned for more uncensored and just flowing words on this podcast. But then for more structured words, you can come to my Substack, Lazuli Gold. I enjoy writing and playing with words to tell a story, to stir emotions, to share a lesson learned or an observation. With AI music studio apps, the idea felt more real as I could present my writing to a larger audience this way. Partially, I also wanted to create music that I'd like to listen to, or carry my affirmations with the sound of music, or tell a story in a different way. Dear friends, I present to you my written word lifted off the page with the sound of AI music. Well, the intro and the outro music of this podcast is also my co-creation with the AI. And it's just an instrumental short piece. The song with my lyrics is coming soon in the near future, in about less than 4 weeks. That's how long it takes to upload and publish to all the music apps and platforms. So come back to hear the songs. And do let me know your impressions and leave comments. My litmus test for my music heart was a song I created for someone close to me for their birthday. They were moved by the song, and it was played at a birthday celebration on repeat for more than 20 times. I also noticed a few tears, and that was enough evidence for me, plus my own experience, along with my friend who sent me her playlist, to understand that humans can be moved by the machine. Maybe because the human created this algorithm for music machine, and we all have been using technology for a long time. Look at the device you're listening this from. Stay tuned. Come back to hear my music. Have a beautiful week. Love, Lela.